Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As we're about to title today's video, we're here to showcase the best VC making methods in NBA 2K23, as well as the best build for no money spent or budget, so to say. Not to mention how to ration out your upgrades in a cheaper way that's more affordable for you and not so extreme in terms of the cost and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to one to 2,000 likes. So to go from top to bottom on my list as far as everything that's going to be in this video, we have the 3v3 Pro-Am is the VC making move as far as where you want to be. Build upgrade budgeting, best build for no money spent, daily spin is something you want to get to, daily pick'ems, weekly race, quest, all types of stuff like that. We're going to go over it in today's video, so I hope you enjoy, and like I said, just stay tuned for all that stuff. First and foremost, like I said, we're here to talk about the 3v3 Pro-Am method. Now, this is best done, obviously, actually it's only done if you are in a squad with 3 people. You have to bring 3 people into the arena. You can't just pair up with randoms. It doesn't work like that. So if you have friends that you can hop on the game with, or if you play Rec Center and can network a little bit, find some people to play with, everybody, you're not alone in your pursuit of looking for teammates. So reach out to people, be a little bit social, go ahead and make some friends on the game and stuff like that. Not everybody's super toxic. That's not how it always is. You can always throw your fishing rod out there and just kind of reel and cast your rod and see if there are good people to play with. Either which way though, this is not the only way that we're going to talk about making VC. It's just the first one. So as you can see, Team A grade plays a gigantic factor in the VC that you get in this 3v3 Pro-Am. Now, I have noticed, and I've gone 50-0 in this 3v3 Pro-Am with me and my teammates. And unfortunately, as you rank up, it does not accelerate the amount of VC that you get per game. It's a little bit unfortunate that that's not the case. But either way, it's actually good for you if you're starting or you're a little bit new to the game, because you can still make this VC in the game from day one of loading into 3v3 Pro-Am. All this is based on is Team A grade. Like I said, as you can see, win bonus is only contributing 50 VC. Player of the game, as you're going to see pop up on this next tab, is only contributing to 50 as well. So that's only an extra 100 VC. Generally, you can make a baseline 800 VC as long as you literally just pass the ball around, have a good teammate grade, don't turn the ball over, don't make gigantic mistakes. You do not have to be a super high overall contributing to amazing scoring or defense or anything like that. And for that matter, you guys can really get smacked. And as long as you, like I said, do not turn the ball over, don't take horrible shots. Also, they just patched the thing where you're getting bad shot selection for mistiming your wide open jump shots. So that definitely will help in terms of contributing to teammate grade as well. But as you can see, this is based off of me having an A+. You're going to get 800 extra VC for having that teammate grade. If it's an A, I believe it's 100 less. If it's an A-, I believe it's 100 less again, all the way down to somewhere between the B and B+ area. Starts to scale a little bit differently. But you can expect, as long as you hit that A- threshold, you're probably going to be getting at least 600 to 700 VC for every single game of playing this. Alright, so next up, I only want to showcase this quest right here because it's by far the best value of all the quests. Every other quest is kind of BS, as we're going to showcase later in this video, but this one right here, the weekly race, absolutely do this, and don't knock your best out of the park. I want to showcase to you guys a really good method as far as something you could target to do with this. So as you're going to see, as long as you complete the objective time, you're going to get 2,500 VC, and it takes about a minute, literally 1 minute to do this. So I'm going to fast forward through it real quick. As you're going to see, I'm skateboarding through here, and I'm doing my own little skateboard method where I can kind of speed boost a little bit. We'll go ahead and showcase it where I'm like tapping the RT super fast. Now here's the thing, the target time is a minute 10. Finish around a minute 9 if you can, or a minute 8. Because what I end up doing is setting way too good of a personal time, and I think that the next race that I tried to do was not like giving me the VC because I wasn't beating my best by enough of time. So if you can, play this smart. Go ahead and get your first target time to a minute 9, then the next time you do it, get it to like a minute 8 or a minute 7, then the next time a minute 5, a minute 3, a minute 1, whatever the case may be. I think that's a very good way of going about this, but as you're going to see, literally for just completing the race in 1 minute after it's over, and not to mention you could get a million VC if you set the record. And I don't know if you're built like that because there's only one guy in the game that'll ever be built like that every week, but as you can see, 2.5k VC, you get season level XP, you get a banner, you get extra MVP points and stuff like that too. So this is a very good rate and very good value, and something you should absolutely look into every single week. Alright, so next up is going to be your wheel spin. I'm just going to showcase this in the middle. We're not going to talk about this too long because I think a lot of you guys know about this stuff. Also the daily pick'ems as well, but honestly, like I said, I think a lot of you guys already know about that stuff. We'll go over it very briefly and not talk about it too long. But anyway, it's in the middle of the city. If you go ahead and fast travel to the station in the middle, it's literally as simple as that. And it's near the Pro-Am stuff, etc., etc. As you can see, you have to go to your specific affiliations, like wheel spin, so to say. But you can get some decent stuff from here. Honestly, way more than decent even. You don't even have to hit level 26 like you did last year to unlock the elite wheel. This one just will pop up randomly. I've seen people get unlimited boosts, unlimited Gatorade, 250k VC, all types of crazy stuff like that. As you're gonna see, there's things like boost, there's things like Gatorade scattered throughout here in like smaller increments than obviously unlimited. But as you can see, I spin the wheel, get 1,000 VC right here. This is literally the day of me recording it, and I just figured I'd showcase and capture that for you guys. Now, I also did a quick little log of watching people spin their wheel, and I just kind of posted up right here where I could watch both the east and the north as far as these wheel spins. And for the most part, it's pretty garbage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there is like a very, very often amount of Gatorade, boost, stuff like that popping up, as you can see. But low-key, depending on who that is, that may benefit you quite a bit. If you're someone who plays a lot of Rec Center or 5v5 Pro-Am, Gatorade does stretch a long way in terms of helping you with that. Same with boost per every category. It's really nice. If you're a park player, this stuff does not mean quite as much though. But as you can see, like this guy got 1500 VC right here, 750 VC on the right there for Gatorade, another 2 Gatorade right there. You can also get the XP tokens right here, and then this guy gets 750 VC. So long story short, it's worth your time if you're someone who's no money spent or trying to be on that VC grind. It takes you very minuscule amount of time, and you have a chance of getting some really good stuff, a chance of getting some great stuff for that matter too. I do also want to mention the wheel spin is also a thing on current gen, and you can do it on both gens if you have access to it. I understand though it's very rare that most people have both games if you're watching a video like this while trying to budget the VC. So I'll just keep in mind that whether you're playing current or next gen, you're probably only spinning one wheel, and that's all I'm doing for that matter as well. It's out of my convenience, out of my way to do stuff like that. Now check this one out right here. Over here is where we're going to find the daily pick'ems. Now the NBA season is obviously not available to us, so check back when the season starts obviously, but I want to showcase this to you guys, so check this out. So this was my no money spent series from last year, and what I would do was I would not play any My Career, nothing like that. We would just load in at 60 overalls and grind for every bit of VC that we could possibly get. No BS time spent on the game, and what you can see is these daily pick'ems go a long way. I'm able to get 6 correct out of 7 and get 600 VC just for clicking a couple buttons. Now I will mention too, I believe the home team is always on the bottom for these, so generally I try and pick the home team unless it's a severe advantage to a certain team, and I also have the Lakers bias in most situations too. But as you can see, really good efficiency on these for me, 2 in a row. And you can also, like, it sometimes as an update, so you can pick or guess 2 days worth of stuff like that. And as you can see, I get 1200 VC in that little amount of time just for clicking a couple buttons. Then again, I'm making my predictions right here. I'm not showcasing what I picked in this little clip right here, but either way, you guys get the gist of this. If you check this and the daily spin pretty much every day or every other day, you're going to be able to really benefit off this, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time for you. Alright, so next up we have quests, and I'm not going to waste your guys' time with the BS quest. I want to tell you that they're not worth your time. So you're going to see, I'm scrolling through here looking for ones that do give you VC as far as the side quest, the main quest, whatever the case may be. And obviously, yes, you can play some My Career, and I'm not here to even talk about My Career because that's a pretty given. I know a lot of you guys already know about the My Career situation, obviously. So right here, you can see you have like the Ronnie 2K's wedding invites. That is not worth at all. I'll showcase that. Same with the Gatorade challenge. You can do the Gatorade challenge and start it, but you have to play a lot of park games and stuff to even have access to it. So anyway, the one that actually did end up being worth is this Lows of the Crown selfie quest, and again, it's only 500 VC, so do not spend a whole lot of time dedicated to this stuff. You can see I'm over here like going all the way over here, gotta talk to him, then I have to put a shirt on and take a selfie with him too. So like I said, you gotta go to your appearance, change your shirt, stuff like that, put this thing on. Not to mention I forgot where the camera even was, so I had to find this, then I had to figure out how to flip it and stuff like that too, had to move and then go ahead and flip it, boom. Either way though, 500 VC. If that's worth it to you, go ahead and do it. I didn't want to spend too much time on this right here though. All I wanted to do with the quest situation is tell you guys that it's not worth it, because check this out. When I go over to Ronnie 2K and then look at the quest. I gotta drop off flyers like everywhere just for 500 VC. Not worth it at all. Do not waste your time doing stuff like this. I'd rather you just be playing the game, or for that matter, play some My Career. This is way better efficiency than these stupid quests running around everywhere. But like I said, the race one, definitely worth it. Absolutely do that. Also, while I'm out here at the menu, just keep in mind that My League and Play Now does give you VC as well. I play My League with my brother sometimes too, and this is in previous games, but we'll be playing on his account, and he still racks up nearly 30k VC a year and doesn't even play the actual game or play My Career over us just playing My League. So if you're someone who likes like multiple game modes like that, you can absolutely do stuff like that. That's up to you though. I know it's a very small niche community that's like that. Now, I have two builds right here. I have the Jack of all trades. That is actually a really interesting build, and this is the one that I'm recommending for no money spent players. And then I have my two-way interior finisher that is the exact same build as this one right here. It's 6'9", 205, 7'7" wingspan. We're gonna load this up real quick and showcase to you the VC prices and budgeting the attributes and stuff like that. And then it segues into why this one is such a great build if you are no money spent or balling on a budget, so to say. Alright, so now we have this typical crazy situation right here, right? Where if I upgrade my close shot from, let's say 60 all the way to 68. I spend 14k VC literally just for 8 close shot. I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's unbelievable. That's so stupid. Well, here's the deal. I understand this. I'm not sure people who are trying to get trending on Twitter for bashing 2K, which to be fair, I do understand. The VC prices are ridiculous. The upgrade costs are ridiculous as well. But here's the thing. I think a lot of them are making these like specialist builds where they upgrade a bunch of things and just max them out, right? And that's the truth. Yeah, I do understand like maxing out certain upgrades definitely is expensive. Like look at this. If I wanted to manipulate it, I could just say, boom, it costs me, let's say 150k or 170k VC to even get 78 overall. That's quote unquote ridiculous, right? Well, here's the deal. I want to showcase to you a couple budgeting situations and how that Jack of all trades build is going to be really, really good as far as budgeting as well. So here's how this works. The first upgrade on every category is only 100 VC. As you can see, it's always going to be like that. No matter which one you're upgrading, it is only 100 VC in the first category every single time. So this is where budgeting comes into play. If you're a build or if you're a player that is trying to play on a budget, like I said, and you're not trying to spend a bunch of VC, make a very well-rounded build and just upgrade the first couple of ratings, maybe like 10 in each category or 15 in each category. Don't reach anything that's super crazy as far as like reaching the maximums. And keep in mind too, if you low-key like know you're not gonna max out a build this year 100%, here's the thing. This upgrade stuff is cheaper as you keep on going through. Like for instance, if my maximum driving dunk was 73 and I'm already reaching my max, it would be mad expensive. Whereas for this build, the maximum is unlocked extremely far. So if I keep upgrading, it doesn't get extremely expensive until you reach the percentile of this build. Pretty much what I'm telling you guys is split the stuff into fractions. When you reach that top 1/4 of your attribute bar, like for instance with the standing dunk, let's just go ahead and showcase this. Like I said, 1, 2, 3. We're able to cut off 4,000 VC off 3 upgrades. Whereas let's go all the way down to the exact same rating. Where standing dunk from 70 down to 67 is going to go from 22.4 to 21 flat to 19.5 and then to 18. So pretty much we're saving over 4,000 VC off 3 upgrades right there. Well, what does driving dunk do? As you can see, we're going to go from 18k down to 17.8 for the first upgrade. That is only 300 VC. As you can see. So like I said, this is all based on the percentile of where you're at for the attribute bars. So if you plan to make a specialist build, don't max out its 3-point. Like if let's say you make a 99 3-pointer build, don't max out that 3. You're able to still go to like 92 and be extremely playable, and it's going to be extremely cheaper than if you were to just set your maximum bar to 92 and try and unlock that. And I think the best example to show for this is just upgrading all of my smallest bars. Like I said, they reach that maximum, and the maximums are extremely expensive. So check this out. Like, let's just go ahead and showcase this. I only have close shot, standing dunk, post control, speed with ball, interior D, block, D-board, and then excel and strength upgraded. But if I shave off 1 point on each one of these ratings right here, you're gonna see the massive increase or the massive decrease of VC price. Like literally, I mean, it's pretty crazy what those maximums do as far as contributing to the cost. And you really want to avoid them at all costs if you're playing on a budget 100% in this year's game. Alright, now this build right here is the Jack of all trades. It's a very 80 everything type build that we kind of showcased in a video earlier this year, but I ended up finding a cool title for it as far as what it's named. So anyway, This is able to get contact dunks with the pro contacts and silver posterized. You get 80 driving layup for some pretty good like layup style, so to say, jelly, circus, etc., etc. 80 ball handle, 80 speed with ball, 85 pass accuracy to really like slip that thing around really good, 81 mid-range for the Hall of Fame mini magician, 80 3-pointer. It has really balanced stats as far as defense goes, really decent physicals for that matter as well. Nothing really lacking behind besides standing dunk, but standing dunk's a very good budget at 45. Now, let's talk about the upgrades again. So, like I told you guys, every upgrade for the first one is extremely cheap, and same with the first two. So really, if you wanted to just ration things out a little bit, I'm not suggesting to do this because obviously you need way better 3-pointer than 53 to be hitting, especially if you're a casual. But this is the only point I want to make essentially with saying this, is that if we go up 2 in each category, not to mention, just to showcase to you guys, I think stamina is a pretty flat rate. Like even the absolute most expensive it gets is 400 VC from 94 to 95. So if there's anything that's actually worth upgrading, it's probably VC, maybe to at least a pretty decent threshold, like 85-ish or something like that. But just to showcase the first 2 upgrades for everything, upgrading everything on this build by 2 costs 4.5k VC and gets you to a 62 overall. Again, let's go maybe 3 more on each, and this is going to get us to 5 upgrades on each category. I'll go ahead and fast forward it. So 5 upgrades on each category is going to cost us 15k VC, but get us to a 66 overall. Again, the more that you are accepting or willing to play with mediocre stats in each category, the better. But as you can see, for 3-pointer, like let's here, one sec, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where our baseline was. So 15k VC. If we go from 56, let's go to a hittable range like 70 or something like that. You can see it gets much more expensive when you reach that higher percentile of that bar. So again, just ration these things out in the most doable way. I do understand that yes, as a no money spent player, it's a rough life out there, 100%. But I'm trying to make your life a little bit easier in understanding how your upgrades are going to work so that you can navigate it better for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what exactly to upgrade on every single attribute, or for that matter, if you want to make a build with a high 3-point maximum, like I said, that's an extremely good idea if you're trying to get to a hittable range, because now, like, let me just explain it like this, all right? If you make a build with 99 3-pointer, you're going to be starting at probably the absolute minimum, like 70 or something like that, which saves you a lot of VC spent into upgrading it to that point. Keep that in mind, because it's not like you have 25 in every rating. As you can see, a lot of these are starting at like 50-ish or something like that. And for that matter, they all start at 50-ish because the build has pretty much the minimums of like straight 80s everywhere as far as the max upgrade you can get. But anyway, my whole point with this is the higher 3-pointer that you have, the higher you're going to start with. And with that in mind, it's going to be a lot easier to upgrade too, because the first couple of upgrades are extremely cheap on top of that. So if you want to make a build with a really high 3-point rating, because generally you can contribute to a winning team by just being able to shoot the ball. Everything else can kind of be good IQ and stuff like that, and to be able to work into an offense and be a little bit more of a role player. Or maybe you can get carried by people that have good builds and stuff like that while you're no money spent. It's very possible to do that, but obviously to do that, you need to be a little bit more of a role player, spot up in the corner, type stuff like that, and humble beginnings. I'll just put it like that. So again, the higher your 3-point max, the higher you're going to start with, and the cheaper it is to upgrade costs like this, where it's around 70 to 71, where on this build it's going to cost you around 3,000 VC, as you can see. But on a build with 99 3-pointer or 92 3-pointer, it's probably going to cost you like literally 500 VC to upgrade from 70 to 71. So to give us an idea for how affordable this type of build would be, $10 gets you 35,000 VC. This is pretty doable in terms of grinding for an extra couple VC, like with daily spins, the daily pick'ems and stuff like that, if you're watching this a little bit later in the year. And this can get you to a 73 overall just off having these. Now, again, I think it's very smart to maybe go 1 more driving dunk for quick drops off 2, and maybe, like, I think these are pretty hittable rates for close shot and driving lay as far as like doing open things. Again, some play styles might not be important to you depending on your role, but I'm just giving you a couple examples. 3-pointer, you probably want a quite a bit higher one on this, but let me give you a couple pieces of advice. If you're a no money spent player, you have to do things that are going to give you competitive advantages outside of just like, spending money. So for instance, let's head to career. Hop on rookie with 61 3-pointer. You can absolutely hit a lot of shots with that because they just go in ridiculously on rookie. You get your hot zones. You're going to be able to shoot with a lower 3-pointer just because you have your hot zones. It's going to benefit you quite a bit. Anyway, regardless, that is pretty much the whole rundown on all the VC budgeting or attribute budgeting and stuff like that. But again, as you can see, like getting this build to a 73 only cost me nearly $10 for that matter. Now, let's be realistic with it. And if you're maybe someone who, as you can see, is the most popular VC amount to be spent is $20, let's go ahead and see what we can upgrade as far as $20 spent, aka 75,000 VC. All right, so here we are with 77 overall. The close shot had a little bit more of a hittable rate, 65 driving dunk for the quick drops off too. We have 65 three-pointer. Like I said, I think there's plenty hittable in my career, and as long as you get those hot zones, it will be also hittable in park. You may have to practice quite a bit though, because I do understand a lot of people who are no money spent are generally not extremely good at the game because they either don't spend a whole lot of time at it or it's not worth your investment of VC. So it's not me knocking the players that are no money spent. Again, I do this myself, and I definitely plan to do it this year too, as far as playing no money spent on a whole extra second account or whatever the case may be. But anyway, again, mid 60s in all your defensive attributes. You can absolutely make up for this with a little bit of stick skill as well, or just to be a serviceable player for that matter. You're not going to struggle in any category as far as severely like being a liability on anything. I think it's very smart to get all your defensive attributes to at least around low 60s to high 60s or low 70s area, something like that. But again, you can still be a role player with this. I mean, you could absolutely like take everything off right here and absolutely like cut some cost of VC and just be a spot up 3-point shooter. But as you can see, it's not like we're losing that much like VC investment. We're not getting a whole lot back on that just for us to spend it on 6 more upgrades, and boom, there we are. We lost all our finishing ability just for 5 more 3-pointers. So being a specialist and being something that you're very specific in one upgrade is not cheap in this game. But like I said, if you up that 3-point maximum, it's going to make it so you already start around 70 anyway, and then you can get those cheap upgrades toward the beginning. You could probably get 83-pointer very doably. So if you're someone who plans to never max out your build, you're spending absolutely $0 on VC all year, yet you still need to shoot the ball, it's a very, very smart idea to upgrade that maximum 3-pointer, and then everything else can kind of be around the low 80s, like stuff like that, or even high 70s, because you're not going to max out your interior defense. And if you do, I must mention, there are some attributes that are just cheap. Like interior D is extremely cheap right here. As you can see, even the maximums are like less than 1,000 VC. This one right here is literally 400 to get to max interior D. So it's all about budgeting. Play around with this stuff yourself, see how you feel about it, see what's like cheap, what's expensive, and avoid the expensive upgrades. Obviously things like interior defense go a long way. It's really interesting and really nice to have, because there's a lot of people who do try and close shot and mash in this game after just isoing you to the basket. Also, one last piece of advice that I have for you guys if you're a no money spent player, it's a very smart idea, like I said, to max out that 3-pointer and just be a role player. Go ahead and just find game modes like Rec Center, or even like if you want to group up with a squad or something like that in park, or even just to play in park. Nobody is going to hate you for spotting up on the 3-point line and standing still. I'll keep that in mind for you. But I understand it's maybe not the most fun play style. Either way though, you can limit your role to a very specific thing. And again, if you max out that 3-point in your build, like creator or whatever the case may be, it's going to be extremely easy for you to upgrade into those 80 ratings, and you can absolutely hit with 83 pointer 100%. So again, the very cheap playstyle is to be a role player who's not really guarding a whole lot of people and just spotting up in the corner. Generally, nobody's going to hate you for having good spacing, whether it's the rec center or if it's the park. If you just stand still and like shoot threes, nobody's going to hate you for it at all. Also, the last VC making method that I have for you guys is going to be watching 2K TV. Now, I actually forgot to showcase this one because I didn't write it down in the notes. I actually just was like trying it myself and wanted to see. So anyway, let me not get copyrighted by these dudes if they actually have something like that. But as you can see, like literally all you have to do is answer correct questions, you get VC. Some of them don't give as much as others, but I'll go ahead and showcase maybe toward the end of the episode or something like that where I was getting a ton of VC. So anyway, you can get really like 200 VC for each correct answer. And this one is like super easy. Which of these honors did Shaq achieve the most times? If you watch basketball, you know being a scoring champion is extremely hard. Being all defense is probably extremely hard too. And being all NBA is way harder than being an all-star. So all-star is by far the easiest thing to do right here. So you just go ahead and click all-star, 200 VC. Not to mention, there are videos on YouTube very, very likely every single week showcasing you the correct answer for every single one of these. So you can just watch along. You can just go ahead and scroll through to the points where you actually answer questions as well. And boom, you could really get around 2,000 to 3,000 VC for every episode. And they do this weekly for that matter too. So it's a big thing to do. I apologize that I waited so long in the video, but hey, for the people who actually watched the whole thing, this is a little gem to drop on you guys. So anyway, that's all of it. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to win 2,000 likes. And I kid you guys not too, it's really like 200 VC for nearly every single answer. I got this one somehow right. I guess it's pretty like easy to understand, but again, you can look up the right answers to this stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. But generally every one of them is getting around 200 VC. Sometimes they're only given 100, but either way, there was probably like 15 questions in here. So anyway, like I said, that's off vid. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video, put VC or put Laker in the comments so it supports me all the way through. And like I said, man, feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel and stay tuned for that No Money Spent series. I want a lot of you guys to like just be aware of the fact that I do want to do something like that this year. I'm planning to do it with my boys Zeke and Tonic. I'll probably play at the 2, Zeke will be at the 1, Tonic will likely be at the 3. And we'll have a couple methods or lineups, so to say, that we'll go ahead and bring in, and you guys can try and mold our lineup and try and play like us too as well. So I think it's fun. Another thing that I want to say before we go is embrace the fact that you're playing No Money Spent or that you're balling on a budget. You know how easy it's gonna be to like hop into the park or something like that, and if you're afraid of someone talking trash on you for saying that you are bad, you can literally just tell them I'm NMS, I'm No Money Spent, and they'll obviously respect the fact that you're doing this on a way harder handicap than they are. So again, I think I wanted to bring this to you guys for reasons like that. Also, just once again to explain that I am doing the No Money Spent stuff pretty soon this year as well, and we'll try and keep it alive. I know a lot of people they really loved it on the channel, but it didn't do great for views. It's not good for searching and stuff like that on YouTube. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I don't want to do something that's going to kill my channel or anything, but definitely want to try and do that and see how it goes this year. So anyway, that's off vid. Hope y'all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.